morning. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. I'm Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks and Wayno.
What's good?
What's good?
What's good, Dash?
Y'all
chilling? How you doing? We giving pounds today?
Man. What up, man?
It's been such a long time.
I know, right?
Hey,
It's mad awkward doing it now.
Do some stupid shit, that's
Oh,
why.
man, that's good. Don't fuck with
What's
me.
going
Like
on
I
with
come
you
to the
guys?
lunchroom to talk to my cousins.
Yo, it's raining out today. It's one of those days you kind of want to stay inside and listen to Everyday Struggle while we talk
And
about
surprisingly,
a
it's the
bunch of
only
shit.
day you've been on time in weeks. And awake
Liar.
before the
Yeah, you're
cameras
awake.
turn
Like
on.
I love, like when you're awake, it's always fun. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I'm a professional, and I come and I get. Wait, what's that line goes?
Right.
I come alive when the
The
whatever.
lights go on, his
Yeah.
eyes
I
open.
don't know what the hell you're trying to say.
We
dog.
appreciate you, Akademiks. You know what we also appreciate? This new Young Thug project. So On the Run is out. Just to piss off Wayno, I'm going to play a snippet of my favorite song on the EP. Let's listen to High.
Like a rocket man, yeah, like a rocket man, yeah.
No?
No.
Wayno, shake off that haterism in your blood and start
Such
vibing
a
to
beautiful
the
song, Wayno.
I'm tired of both of
Just
y'all.
flip it over?
I'm
That
tired
shit's
of
fire.
both of
I know.
y'all.
Can we run that back? No, I'm just kidding.
No,
We're gonna get
don't
sued.
run it
We're
back.
going to get sued. All right, fine. There's also a Jaden Smith song on this project.
Yes,
so
it
you can talk
is.
about Jaden if you like.
I did like the Jaden Smith song, and I like Icy. I do like Icy as well, and Climax. Overall, again, we got Slime Language, which was the compilation. Then we get a short version of Thug. We thought it was an album.
Yeah.
It's 6 songs. It's like, I don't know.
Not what we wanted?
I wouldn't say it's not what we wanted. I like from each song except for High, aka Rocket Man, right?
understand.
It's everything I expected from Thug, but I expected like maybe 7 or 8 more songs. That's the only thing.
You were tweaking, okay?
I'm
I gotta
tweaking.
wonder if this nigga got ears. Listen, this is exactly what we wanted from Thug.
What?
This shit was amazing. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, this is a big difference.
Amazing. It's only been out since Friday.
No, it's amazing.
It's amazing.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Was it
Go
Friday?
back and listen to Slime Language and listen to this. This is where, when Thug isn't, I don't want to say like he's kind of bogged down by some of those features and trying to keep everybody included in the music he's making. He's more free artistically. That's why you hear him make a song like High. Like that's the Thug I like. I thought the best song of 2017 was a song he made called Kill Before. It doesn't sound like what we're hearing today. Slime Language sounded like, yo, Lil Baby, Gunna, and Thugger. It sounds like a lot of shit we already have out. You get me? So it kind of felt generic, and it didn't feel like the best of the generic shit. So we kind of looked at it like, damn, Thug, this is what you want to come with? This shit, though, where he's really expressed himself artistically and kind of like pushing those boundaries, when he's crooning out on songs like this, I thought this was great. Now, of course, I wanted an album. I wanted an album, but you know what? It didn't feel like if you're sending me a snake for your compilation album, if your real album's coming out, I would hope you would send a python or something. I don't know, but like
Pause.
pause. All right, cool.
All right,
But what I mean is he didn't do much. I get like there was an angle you could hear with the intro and even the trailer that there was a angle of, yo, he just got locked up and the system is pressing Thugger, but it didn't feel like an album was about to come. I thought this was the best thing to kind of get people back on, at least people like me,
of course.
who wants Thugger
So
to be
what was the
Thugger.
point of
People like
Slime
you.
Language versus the point of this? Just to conclude your thought here. If he's like teeing us up
Okay.
for an album.
Slime Language is really him just putting out YSL.
Okay.
This is what we expect if you're a fan of the Know My Name is Jeffrey, the Easy Breezy Beautiful Thugger Girls, this is what you expect. You get me? With a little bit of mixing of like Slime Language or whatever, but you don't expect that to be the majority. Not
Are
if
you
you're
a
real
fan
Thug
of those types of Thugger songs, like the one with Future from Beautiful Thugger Girls? That was like a hit. Do you like those? The crooning.
Not really.
No, you're not a fan in general.
No, not really, not really.
He's futuristic.
Ack is wondering if I have ears. Fuck out of here, Ack. I just wanted to tell you that. But I felt like, again, this project was just, all right, on the run. I felt like he just capitalized on the moment of him getting locked up with this album or EP, whatever you want to call it. To call it amazing, and how many times did you listen to this shit?
How many times was it possible for me to listen to this?
Wow.
Yo, Ack,
I'm honestly
Ack was not playing this
many-
shit.
I've honestly listened to this shit consistently since it came out.
How many of the songs did you put on Clout Tokens?
High's definitely on there, I believe.
Has
But
been out. Let's not count that.
Nigga, well, that's the one.
This
that's
was the
been on there.
official release.
Yo, hold
okay,
on.
but
All right, so now going back to Thug, right? Like with slime language, it made me want made me want tapes from some of the other artists that was on there, not just Thug. I like the kid Nietzsche, that's on Slimed In. That I was anticipating like more new shit from the newer guys, and then him coming after, because he, even though it is everybody else on there, he did lend a lot of his verses and shit on there. You know what I mean? It seems like it's a Thugger album featuring the crew, right? A compilation Thug album featuring the crew. I'm not mad at this, but I'm not like really excited. You know, I don't think it's amazing. I think it's good. I think it's cool. I don't know if I'm gonna keep listening to this whole week.
what Thugger projects stand out to you?
Huh?
Which of his projects stand out to you? Or like, I'm trying to figure out.
Barter
Like, your-
6.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's more your taste. That's less
Yeah.
crooning on that project.
Well, you know what though, but that was when. So this I'm gonna try to explain. Hopefully, like you guys understand, because I don't know.
And,
I
what's
think
the
about
one
it
with the
clearly,
world on
but I don't
it?
know if I'll say it clearly.
Okay.
Barter 6, when he dropped that, he was the pioneer, and he was like running with this style, right? That he was the best at doing. So like shit, when that came out, that shit was all flames. When I heard Slime Language, I heard him basically like, I feel like Gunna and Lil Baby, they kind of have, just like when he matured a part of Wayne's style. You get me? I think they're maturing a part of his style. So when I heard that, I was like, yeah, we getting that a lot right now, right? And when I hear like On the Run, I'm hearing more of the you only could get this from Thugger. Now, this is where I feel the dilemma is, right? I feel like it's hit or miss when he tries to do like an On the Run, or it'll hit with people like me. I love it,
Right.
but Wayno,
People like him.
no,
People like us like to hear him
Nadeska love
crooning.
that shit too.
Yeah,
Trust me.
I do.
You're more.
I like
used
I'm Up.
to-
All right, so I'm Up. That's the other one, with the one with the world on it.
Yeah, that wasn't it, Chief.
No, see. That's the Thug I like. I like that Thug. I don't
Okay,
like
I
the
get it.
singy. I don't like the singy Thug. I like the more rappy.
And,
So I wonder what-
and that's what I'm saying. There's different so you like one version, which I feel is a little generic, and I like the version who's like trying to
So
be the
here's
weird
the
guy.
thing then. If we want him to put out this one cohesive, like this is the album, this is his moment, what does it sound like? We don't want a side A and a side B. At least I don't, right? So
Me either.
is he gonna have to find that line between both, or does it not matter? Does he
I think 300 who still they can't figure out Thug, and also they can't figure out how to market him, or like how to get a album in terms of okay, this is a style that could please everyone. I think they're trying to do that now. Hey, here's Slime Language. Oh shit, that's not. Some people are upset. Okay, got you. Here's On the Run. So now, you know what I mean? He's supposed to drop like his quote-unquote debut album, even though he's dropped projects. And we all know that debut album thing is like
Yes,
it's
it's all a thing to put in your mind and say accept this a certain way.
question?
But they've been setting it up for a while, and hopefully we see it.
You guys remember that track he did with Jamie XX called Good Times? Did you ever hear this? No, All right, so I'll play that for you because I'm curious what you think about that. Like, is that the middle ground? He works so well with other people. Like, that song I thought was one of the best songs that came out that year, but it wasn't like necessarily in his lane.
I'm not is it conventional? I'm not
It's kind of pop though.
It's
That
a
was
little,
kinda
it's a little pop
pop.
electronic though, but
You know, one of my favorite songs from Thug is like So Special. Like I don't like the singing Thug.
no, I feel you. I just
Yeah,
wonder
like,
if there's like any middle ground that you can find, or if you're gonna stay squarely on. I just don't like the crooning
for
shit at
him,
all.
yeah.
You ever heard Harambe?
Yeah, I heard Harambe.
Man, Thugger sound like Thugger Jackson on there, man. He was floating, moonwalking on the beat. That's
Here you go, man. All this extra
Jackson.
I'm
fucking
telling you.
extra sprinkles of seasoning.
If
Thugger
anybody listens to
Jackson.
that song, like, and that's what I'm saying, like, as a Young Thug fan, and please, this is where I need, like, I wish we had like the live studio audience to be like, you right, nigga, go ahead.
Nah, you don't want a live studio audience.
No,
here,
but
you
no,
get it
well,
out.
that's watch. You'll hear people say.
Okay,
like,
so I'm not like I'm a fan of Thugger's music, but I'm not like
no, I 100% get it.
yeah, like I'm not like okay, you know how I'm a fan of like I say a person like maybe Jay-Z, right? And it's people that respect his rapping, but they like, I don't really like get into it too much. That's how I am with Thug. It's like I respect what he does for overall, but I just like certain shit from him for me. Like for me,
that.
I only like certain shit from him. When he start doing all that other shit, I can't really jag it.
And that's how people usually are with all artists. And I think that's artists got to go through that point of figuring it out. People used to say it about Drake, like, nigga, I like when you rap. cut the singing out, nigga. You sound like a broken jukebox.
And he still feels that pressure, obviously.
Yeah,
Split it into two
and the
projects.
engineers fixed that shit up, and he sounded better. Okay, but that's what it is. Like, you're not gonna like, especially an artist like Thug. His range is so vast. Like, the nigga pretty much, or he tried to put out a country album. He's trying to do a lot. You get me?
Yeah.
Like, sometimes
That's
when you
wild.
find one thing
That's
from
so
an artist,
wild.
you're like, stay there. Like, shit, Trippy, I like a lot when he sings, but this time around, I liked it when he rapped better. I'm like, just stick to the rapping, bruh.
He has an annoying voice. He does.
I won't fight you on that.
I
won't fight you on that.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna keep playing high until it gets stuck in your head. I don't care if you hate the song Wayno. At some point,
I don't even
it's gonna get
smoke and I
stuck
like
in his
it.
head.
I know.
What does that have to? Okay.
The song's
I'm
called
sick
High.
of both of y'all,
You don't
okay?
get
I'm
it?
sick of both of y'all.
All right.
That's just slow and
No
easy.
more high jokes from you, academics. All right. Cardi B and the Super Bowl. Look, according to TMZ, so Maroon 5 is headlining the 2019 Super Bowl halftime show. Now, Cardi is featured on their track "Girls Like You." So it said that she's in talks to perform it with them, but also she wants her own solo set during that show, which doesn't seem like a bad idea. I'm curious how they even pick. So Maroon 5, I guess from us, we're like, interesting pick. I'm sure the pop audience likes it, but like that would be a big look for Cardi. Like if you were her, would you be pushing for your own?
Fuck
set at
yeah,
this
hell
point?
yeah, I'm pushing for my own set. I mean, I don't know if she's actually gonna get it, but I mean, if Cardi B gets her own set at the
Bodak
Super
Yellow
Bowl,
at the Super Bowl.
oh, that's
She has a
insane.
couple
But the
hits.
thing, are we still protesting the NFL? Because I ain't gonna lie,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
no, all right. So look, I had this conversation. I did somebody's podcast yesterday, and we was talking about like NFL, and I was like, I didn't watch any NFL games last year, but I did watch the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And then this year,
Were you protesting though, or you just didn't have time?
I was, well, here, what it was I was protesting by not watching the treatment of Colin Kaepernick because he's more than able to be a quarterback in that league, and they not giving him a job because he's protesting against police brutality. So my protest was just not giving my view, you know, which doesn't stop the NFL, but that's my way I could contribute.
Yeah.
I like that you say that, and that's you know when this story came out, I was kind of interested in it because I was like, reportedly, I remember we did the story, we talked about it. Reportedly, Jay-Z was like offered it. He said, nah, you know what I mean, I'm rocking with Kaepernick. I can't go perform for y'all niggas, right? Because Kaepernick is making ultimate sacrifice. He sacrificed his career, his paycheck for a cause, and everybody's with the cause. But what about if the NFL shows up with the bag for you?
Yeah.
Are you saying, nah, I'm cool, Chief? Jay-Z did it.
But
How about
he's
everybody
Jay-Z,
else?
right?
And also,
Jay.
anybody who's rocking with it, I better not see you on Instagram talking about Kaepernick, we stand with you. No, you don't.
Well, I mean, that's all particular because you can turn down whatever you don't need. Like if it depends on how much I was offered. You know what I mean? Like
But is it the money
not
here
how
or
much.
the
No,
look?
not
That's
for
a
me.
mega look for
What
Cardi.
I meant to say is like it depends on how much people are offered.
Mm-hmm.
Now, absolutely mega look for Cardi B. I don't think Cardi B gives a damn about the NFL anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? Major look for her. I would love to see it. Because that's a hell of an accomplishment. Like, in terms of her career, she's having an outstanding career, regardless to what people think about her writing or not.
Yeah.
It would be dope to see, but that's why I said I don't know. Are we still protesting or not?
Yeah, I mean, she could also do the performance and take a stand. Like Beyonce, of course, made a very big statement with her Super Bowl performance, but I don't know if they're
Oh, they
also
call her a
anticipating that.
radicalist after
and
that.
if, yeah, are they going to like put restrictions on making a statement like that at this point? I wonder.
Right. I mean, honestly, if Cardi B gets the opportunity, I see her doing it. I don't.
So
see
we're
her
going to
turning
watch
it
if Cardi does it, just to support her.
down. We're watching if
Okay.
Cardi B does it, but yeah, if she does Bodak Yellow at the Super Bowl, oh my God, you little bitch, you can't fuck with me. If you want
They're
to.
gonna bleep all of that out, though.
Of course, but we know what,
Yeah.
you know what she's saying.
Hey, well, I mean, of course, that would be amazing. I just want to see the NFL, rather than having like hip hop, we're the dominant genre. Rather than having hip hop being like the fucking, catch a side stage look at the award, not the award show, but the Super Bowl halftime show.
Mm-hmm.
Man, next year, can we get the Migos just running that shit? Every team plays like 10 Migos songs while their team is warming
Whoa,
up.
Migos
like
and
on the
Cardi?
field, like for real. You know what I mean? Which, by the way, the NFL has came a long way, right? Because at one point, I remember they banned the Migos song Fight Night because, of course, the lyric go, we gonna beat the pussy up like Fight Night.
Yeah.
Their uncultured ass said, fuck this shit, we don't know what this means, take it out. So you could tell, like,
No, they know what it means. The thing is that when you playing that shit to white America, they're like, oh my God.
I will beat.
No, but no,
the
but
white kid gonna go home like,
they
what the beat though?
Exactly. And when they hear it, you ever seen CB4?
Nah.
You've never seen CB4?
I'm gonna put on my list of movies I gotta watch.
You never seen CB4? God damn.
We're
man.
immigrants.
Don't pull that fucking immigrant shit on me.
immigrants.
No, but with CB4, it was just about like they basically.
Is that the one with like?
With Chris Rock, and they spoof NWA and all of that shit. And basically they were showing like black culture's influence on white America. And it was like a dude that was a politician and his son was playing a song from CB4. And then he started the protest against CB4 once he seen it affecting his son. So the thing was, if you play Fight Night, know that like when they hear the kids play it, that's when they're gonna bug out. The NFL knows what that shit is. All of the songs is in licensed for all types of shit. They know what our culture is. They just they want to fuck with us when they want to fuck with us. And I feel
They're
like
scared
even
to put us live.
Exactly.
Shit could go wrong that they can't censor, basically.
Right. Even though Justin Timberlake was the one that pulled Janet titty out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think I just found out Maroon 5 one guy. I thought
No,
it was
it's not
no,
one
it's a
guy.
group.
Adam,
It's a
it's a
They
band.
keep showing one nigga.
Well, the Adam Levine
You're
is the lead
uncultured.
singer. He's
Fuck is you
popular.
talking
but
about?
it's a
I
group.
only fuck with hip hop, man. That
I
other
do
shit,
know
no, honestly, that
vibes.
other shit is washed.
And reggae. He doesn't know anything about pop music. It's pretty amazing.
You don't know about fucking...
Actually, I do know Adam Levine.
Do you appreciate Ed Sheeran? Meek Mill surely does.
Yes.
He's trying to give him like a Dream Chasers chain this week. All right,
You say
forget
you
it.
don't fuck with Ed
Academics.
Sheeran
Let's
either?
Stop it. Let's move on.
Stop it, yo.
Talking about
Fuck
uncultured.
out.
It just
Uncultured.
and anytime I
You never
see
seen CB4?
No, anytime I see a white guy show up to
Hold up a
a
second.
interview and he's just rapping
Wait,
Biggie
hold up a
to fit
second.
in, I'm like,
Hold
I
up
don't
a
know
second.
about
Hold up a
this.
second.
I don't know about
saying
this one.
people is uncultured and your ass never seen CB4.
Bro, I'm an
Majority of the
immigrant.
rap game today is CB4.
Yo, Wayno, when did that come out?
I'm an
It came out in 92. Like,
Bro,
92,
I watched
Immigrants.
Boondocks.
No,
That's
no,
my
I'm not
version,
gonna lie.
bro.
The
Like,
immigrant
parody
shit
shit,
applies
like
here.
showing. Yeah, that's my.
You were still in Jamaica in '92?
Dog.
Bro, I came
I
up
was
here
in Grenada too,
2001.
yeah.
Okay, listen.
Immigrants.
Even I don't care if you came here in
Couple months before
2001.
the towers dropped,
If you watch CB4, you will understand your viewership.
Is it on Netflix?
All right.
On another level.
Is it
Homework.
on Netflix?
I don't know, nigga. It's on. Google it and buy it off Apple TV.
Bring it on
I'll
VH.
buy it on. I'll buy it as a gift for you on Apple TV and send it to you.
Okay.
I
I thought you
will.
were gonna bring a VHS to me. I'm
A
like,
VHS, you fucking smart ass.
All right, my
I
friend.
can't stand him, yo.
Okay, big week for the Drake fans out here. I'm talking about you academics. Nothing Was the Same turned 5 years old this week. This was a great album. So 4 times platinum, #1 on Billboard, 658,000 copies moved first week. 7th best-selling album of 2013. That's a very random fact. How do you guys think this project aged? And then I have a ranking question for you academics that I'm very confused about.
this particular project, I think it aged well.
I really like this album a lot.
I like this album a lot too.
There was a lot of memorable moments from it. This was undoubtedly Drake's best intro album ever.
Word.
Tuscan Leather, like
Yeah.
Big facts.
classic, at least in his catalog.
Yep.
Then honestly, when you go down the track list, you remember a lot of moments. You know what I mean? Of course, it had like almost #1 hits with "Hold On, We're Going Home."
Question about this song, right? So I interviewed him at OVO Fest, like right before this dropped. He's like, I'm about to put out this track tomorrow. I think it's gonna be like a wedding song down the line. Have you guys heard this at any weddings? Do you even go to weddings?
Well,
Hold On, you going
yeah,
home.
he intended that to be a wedding song years down the line, and it's dope. But I wonder if people played at
That
weddings.
shit was.
I haven't attended a lot of weddings, but Hold On, We're Going Home. When that song came out, I was like, this motherfucker is the cheat code, cause like the way he put that song together was just so insane. It's like even if for people who didn't like him, I don't give a fuck if you're the toughest person on the planet. If you hear that song and don't move, you a hater.
Hey,
You a hater.
Wayno speaks.
Now, I wanted to say salute to my man Mike Zombie, young kid from Jersey that did Started from the Bottom.
Word.
He did Started from the
Willenboro in the
Bottom.
building.
Yes, yes.
my
He's
guy.
from Willenboro. Yeah, Willenboro.
Yeah, I see.
No,
you,
but
bro.
only thing that was the throw off for everybody, well, I wouldn't say for everybody, but you know a lot of people seen Wu-Tang Forever and they expected a
yeah.
certain thing. Remember, there was a lot of controversy with
course.
that. Remember that video actually never came out? Remember they were supposed to
But
do a
there was
video?
footage of them shooting it
It
somewhere,
was a
right?
footage of them shooting it, but that video never came out, I don't think.
Yo, fuck it, man. Yo, Drake, you gotta unblock this nigga, man. This nigga going hard this week for you.
No,
bro.
I just listen. No. Stop it. I I judge people based on.
You better unblock this.
I judge people based
Nigga
on
going
their
hard.
music, and this tip. All right, now are we gonna get into the? We still going down the track list because I want to talk about the ranking.
Yeah, let's do it.
Hey,
because I
very
want.
unpopular opinion by me, and I am setting myself up. Y'all kill me anyway on Twitter. I said it. I think I told even 40 this. I told Drake this himself. I said, bruh, I just don't like none of the collabs you got with Jay. And this was
Oh yeah, you're
the second. This was the
I
second.
really pound cake. You don't like
You
this?
ain't like pound cake?
Yo, this is a.
I feel like
thought
it's
an excellent
overhyped. I
song.
feel like people like name drop like it's
The
overhyped.
beat is so good, and they're good together on it. And he's talking his shit to him. Stop Lil Bro and me. No.
Man, you're bugging,
Whatever,
yo.
Akademiks.
Yeah, because you just don't like bars like that. Act. You
Yeah.
like singing and fucking.
Bruh, Tuscan is all bars.
Yeah, I think he's. I don't know. He being political right there. And
Honestly, yo, I feel like track
This is a
two
good
didn't
album.
feel forced. But no, but the whole album
All
is
me.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
Great
305 to
verse,
My
man.
City, yo, detail. I don't know whatever their legal thing is now, or if they're it looks like they worked it out. They settled a lot. Detail gave a lot of contributions to this album. Oh no, I think it was an album before Static Major, but that was Take Care though, I believe.
Question.
Yeah.
Look what we done.
Why did you ask your fans
My
to
man
rank
producer.
4 of his projects? You left out Views and Thank Me Later. You just don't fuck with those albums.
And Scorpion.
So he asked them to rank Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, If You're Reading This, and Scorpion. What
No
happened
More
to
Life.
the other ones?
What
Well,
happened?
No one's counting More Life.
What happened to so? Do we count So Far Gone?
That's a
Because
mixtape.
I mean it is,
But
but
isn't If You're Reading This Too Late also sort of a mixtape?
it's not. Yo,
album,
none of
hybrid?
this shit is mixtape.
It's just
Okay,
confusing. So Far Gone was a mixtape. The rest we don't really know.
Drake best album, Take Care.
Facts.
Second best album, Nothing Was the Same.
Word. I'm with you still.
I put after that, if we would rank So Far Gone, I throw So Far Gone third.
Okay.
After that, I would put Views.
Over Scorpion?
Yes, I put Views over Scorpion.
Started off good, man.
Interesting.
No, I put
Wayno.
Views over. Yo, Scorpion is not the. All right, whatever.
I'm just
Take
listening
that-
for If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
Okay. No,
The Quitting
yeah,
era.
yeah. Okay, so wait a second.
So you had Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, and
So
then
Far
you said you
Gone.
would put So Far
So
Gone.
no, I would put If You're Reading This, because I always kind of
number
forget
3,
about that.
right?
I would put that as number
Two.
3, and then I would put So Far Gone after that.
Okay.
Then I will put Views. Then
Thank Me Later's all the way at the bottom for you?
Thank Me Later, and Scorpion is at the bottom.
Okay.
Scorpion goes up. Take Care. Then If You're Reading This Too Late.
Second.
Yep, that shit's fire. Thank you, Quentin. Then the third one, I gotta go with Nothing Was the Same.
Okay.
After that, gotta throw that Scorpion in the mix, bro.
You wildin'.
After
You're so
that,
wild.
After that, I'm not gonna do So Far Gone. I'm going Thank Me Later. No, Views and Thank Me Later. Thank Me Later's at the bottom. And Views wasn't that bad, honestly.
It just makes me sad. I think I would definitely go Take Care and Nothing Was the Same.
Hold up.
If You're Reading This.
Views.
Scorpion.
What's the playlist one?
Views
Hey,
might be
listen, man,
the
what's the
Views
playlist?
might
Hold
be the
on.
bottom for me.
More Life. Yeah,
More Life. More Life doesn't.
That's the bottom. What,
We're not even counting
Views
More
is
Life,
better
though.
than Scorpion,
You better
dog.
watch how you speak about More Life. Gigs, listen.
Views is a little bit
Whatever. It
depressing,
don't
though, so dark.
matter. Views is better than Scorpion. Views is better than
Hell
Scorpion.
no.
Yo. Views is better than
Side
Scorpion.
A is pretty fire.
Side A is good, but Views is better than Scorpion.
All right, fair enough. I'm not gonna press you all day. First,
Hey, listen, what I will say is I got a alarm set on my phone for, I forgot the exact day, but it's in 2021 when it's a 10-year anniversary of Take Care, because hopefully the culture by that point will accept that Drake got one classic in the books, okay?
I think a lot of people. Well, let me not say a lot of people.
It's been a
Split.
growing consensus
Take Care would be
now.
the only one that
Yeah,
people
it's been
I
a growing
feel like
consensus.
debate about.
Like before, like say 2014, well, first of all, 2011, like nobody remembers what the reaction is in the moment. People usually see how shit lives over time.
Right.
When Take Care first dropped, it was the most jokes I've ever seen on Twitter.
Because the
Kleenex
cover
music.
is hilarious.
This is shake
too.
weight music. This is some song. For real, like people were clowning
Shake weight
it, right?
music is terrible.
But then afterwards, like people realized, like, oh, this shit is great. It's been a growing consensus that it's a personal classic now. Now I feel like the culture's getting to a point to say, yo, Drake is a phenomenal artist, and his classic is probably gonna be Take Care. It's his best album.
Yeah, it's his best album. It's definitely his best album.
And also, I think previously people had like a thing about calling that a classic, given the fact of, or given the other albums that are called classics. You know what I mean? Like they don't have that much singing. It feels like a lot of shit mixed.
I mean, you know what it is, the identity of what a hip hop classic is. Because the thing I can say about Drake, I think Drake is hip hop, but he has never boxed himself into just that, and that's kind of like a hybrid. It's like a center shooting a 3-pointer. Like you wasn't really used to it, and he really just ran with that, right? With him being outside of just rapping. Yeah, listen, stretch big in the NBA is you have to be able to do everything to be in the NBA now. The same way, like, in today's rap game, people be like, damn, you don't sing? You know what I mean? Because Drake raised a generation of kids that are growing up saying, yo, I'm going to sing as well as rap. So I think that when you compare him to, like, because everybody compares the classic albums to each other, so they think about Reasonable Doubt or Illmatic or Only Built for Cuban Links, or Life After Death, and all of these, or Tupac's Machiavelli, and they say, well, it's not that. And the newer generation can champion it as a classic because of their interpretation of what a classic is. The older generation is just like, well, it ain't what I grew up on. So it's kind of hard, you know, we always talk about that age gap and discrepancy, but it's his best album for sure.
All right, guys, so we did promise that we would talk about Lupe's new album, and we will, but it's a double album, very long, and of course, Lupe is a very dense rhymer, so we want to give them enough time to listen, so we'll get to it on Thursday. In the meantime, we have some fan questions today. So first up, we have a question from Lil Play-Doh. Is it ever okay to not like an artist due to their voice? Obviously, this isn't something they can change except the use of autotune, but even then, they're limited, so is it okay to do so? I think this is an interesting question. I definitely have friends who are well-versed in rap who don't listen to some of our mega stars just because they don't like the tones in their voices.
Yeah, sometimes I don't like, that's always been a thing though. Artists' voices, and then especially when an artist's voice doesn't match like who they look like. But yeah, it's certain people that could be annoying. Like I just said, like Trippie, like I feel like when Trippie raps, I could tolerate him, but when he like sings a bit, I can't really
like deal with it.
Yeah, I can't deal with it.
Have you ever had an artist whose voice you didn't like initially, but it grows on you, or is it just usually like, I don't fuck with this?
Nah, yo, you have to. That's usually a thing you got to get over for most artists, like with a distinct voice. Like, shit, Doug's voice at one point, I'm like, man, why this nigga have to do his singing?
Yeah.
Nah, I love it. You get me? So, like, you kind of have to get over it. It's something that at first, mentally, you're like, man, you don't like it, especially when an artist is like doing some extra shit with their voice. There's a couple artists so I could think of off the bat that I didn't like their voice at first, and then I started liking their voice. First time I heard Shy Glizzy, I'm like, who the fuck?
Yeah, I don't, yo, that's
like,
another one.
Voice. But people usually complain about it until you get over it, and then it usually enhances the songs. You get me? Shit, there's a rapper out of Toronto. His name is Killy. A lot of people say, oh, he sound like Sheen. Like,
yeah, that's the kid with the braids, right?
Like
that's the kid with the braids, yeah.
But, like, honestly, like, that kind of, like, that sound makes the music sound unique, and he catch certain melodies. So you got to get over that. And even shit, like, even though it's not voice, but Meek Mill always screaming. Like, people be complaining about that. That's something that you get over, and once you get over it, you want it.
Well,
I don't mean like it's kind of like a style to me.
Well, I sometimes I don't think it's like with Meek, I wouldn't say it's screaming. I think it's like a lot of artists use their voice. You got to understand as an artist that your voice is an instrument, and like you can project your voice in different ways. When you said Shy Glizzy, it stuck out to me because I never disliked Shy Glizzy's rhymes, but his voice for me was just a little bit intolerable because it sounds a little whiny. You know, it sounds a little bit whiny. But then it's like people with crazy distinctive voices that you gravitate to also at the first time you hear it. Like the first time I ever heard Jadakiss.
Yeah.
Like he has a very, like DMX voice. As soon as you hear it, you're like, oh my God, what's that? So it's like those voices in hip hop is a big thing, you know?
Or it's even like, even with the use of autotune, like there's some artists who heavily use it, and sometimes you might have a problem with that. Like Lil Durk was one of them. Like Lil Durk, he started using autotune like towards the beginning of his career, and like he pretty much just consistently used it. And a lot of fans, like, that became the thing, be like, damn, Durk, you're doing it too much. But then you get over it after a while.
Yeah.
So I do think, like, it's just mental, you gotta get over it.
Yeah, like 6ix9ine is another one. Like, I love how he sounds on Gummo, but then it's like, other songs, I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, I can't take it.
Is he just too loud?
Yeah, he's just loud. Like, I think because he has a lot of energy in his music, his raps is not the worst. I always say that, he's not the worst rapper I've ever heard. It's just like he's very loud and very energetic, and it's like when you put all the songs very loud and energetic, and I can't like give my ear a bit of a break musically, like the beat doesn't go down, it's just boom, 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 boom. It sounds like somebody's banging on your fucking door.
Yeah.
You know, you don't always want to hear that.
So you tell me when you heard BB with the Robins looking all retarded, you didn't feel that one? You didn't feel that way, no?
Here you go.
Ignore him. Little
Right.
Play-Doh, I hope.
Little Play-Doh.
Yo, that's a fire name. I'm gonna check out his SoundCloud link. You better have one. Bro. You can't
Yeah,
name
you gotta have a SoundCloud link.
That's
that
a
type
fire
of
name. You can't waste that name without having at least one song on SoundCloud.
Yo, run with
And that song gonna be fire too.
Look, already it's amazing, right?
All right, so our next one, I'm not gonna try to say this name, but do you think that older artists are latching onto younger artists for relevancy?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's always been a thing, though. That's always been a thing. I mean, as you get older, we always talk about like hip hop being a young man's game, right? And as you get older, you get a little cold sometimes. And the way to stay relevant is to know what's the next thing. And I don't think I don't want to use the word latch. I would like to say, like, as hip hop being a fraternity, like we always talk about, ushering in the younger guys, you got to find out who's doing what. Not to keep yourself relevant, but to keep yourself aware. So.
Well, some people do it a bit more organically than others, I guess.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it feels forced, is what I'm trying to say. Some people seem like they're genuinely interested in the music of whoever they're collaborating with.
And some just want a picture for Instagram.
Right. Fans can feel it sometimes, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that question seems very relevant now because we see it on social media. Like, shit, Kanye doing it heavy right now. But I don't think it's to remain relevant. I think it's kind of, you know what? And I'm gonna compare this to comedy. I remember Michael Blackson saying this back in the day, why he would hop on. You know, there used to be a big separation between the stand-up comedians and then the Instagram comedians.
Right.
And he was one of the people who embraced them. He was like, yo, I'll come go back and forth and roast you. That's cool. You know, and his thinking was, I'm expanding my audience. You know why? There's a bunch of kids who are 11 who the funniest comedian to them is DC Young Fly.
Right.
And DC Young Fly, get it cracking on the gram. Well, he wants to be exposed to that audience. I'm going to get in that arena, mix it up with you guys because I want to expand my audience. I look at what Kanye's doing when he's doing a song with Lil Pump. There's a lot of, you know what I mean? Like, it might sound foreign to us, but there's a lot of 12, 13-year-old kids who, Gucci gang, like, that's their shit, and they don't listen to a Kanye song.
Well, when I see
now they're listening to a Kanye song because Kanye is collabing with their favorite rapper.
Right.
I do agree with you, though. There's a more organic way you could do it because, like, when we see you doing things out of character, it might look a little funny. Like, for example, 50 and 6ix9ine. Like, 50 to Pimpin' Curly, you can't say shit to 50. The 50 created almost, or partially created the lane that 6ix9ine is operating in. So, that looks way more organic. I don't think Kanye, you know what I mean, he's a little off one right now, but
Well, I mean,
I like what he's doing.
With Kanye, I think, like, even with the Lil Pump thing, we got to also look at Kanye's star power and say that's big for Lil Pump. Like, that's not just, like, Kanye doing something for himself. Like, that's big for Lil Pump to be on a song with Kanye because no matter what Kanye's doing right now, when you look at him, he went from being Kanye West, the producer, to Kanye signed to Jay-Z and them and Rockefeller to just Kanye. Like, he's a household name. So Lil Pump is being exposed to a whole new audience as well. You know,
I think Gucci does it the best, probably.
Yeah, Gucci,
Like,
absolutely.
Whenever he collaborates with the younger dudes in Atlanta, it just feels like he's one of them. It doesn't feel like it's a...
I feel like a lot of those dudes get brought to Gucci anyway. Like, I feel like a lot of the
I
older
think that's
dudes-
different though. Like, it's not like those dudes have some big wave. Gucci's probably responsible for why.
Yeah, a bit of both,
hearing
right?
it.
We know
You get
he's
me?
one of the best
Yeah.
A&Rs, but also, like,
But there's a
some
lot
of them
of-
are becoming huge stars. They don't need to collaborate with him. When they do it, it feels good.
But
You know
then,
what I mean? Doesn't
to
feel
all
forced.
the credit that we're giving, there is a lot of niggas out here riding waves. It's a whole lot of niggas out here riding waves that's just like, oh, let me get next to this kid because he's dope, or he might be the next one. And I mean, when you ride waves and you don't know how to surf, you crash. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that is the music industry though, right? Like, yo, when you're hot, man, every motherfucker is gonna call. They want a verse. They want you on their song.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't want to even name specific rappers, but once you see that wave con dies down, you see they move on to the next, and that is that vulturistic like thing about buzz or relevancy. Like, people are gonna keep going at it. Like, you see Nicki and like Drake, they do it super organically. And what I mean by that is like
Drake do.
Nicki does it too.
I mean, I don't know how many artists, like young up and coming artists.
Only the Fifi looked a little weird at first. But
She said
she
that
rock with
Drake
Quavo.
has like put her on in the past. Like I feel like she said
Quavo is
that
on fire. Like,
that Drake told her.
No, but
Young
that's what I'm
Thug-
saying. Like it kind of looked organic with her and Quavo, right? Before the Cardi shit, it kind of looked organic with her and Uzi, right? It looked like she's kind of embraced the newer, younger male rappers. You get me? But she's kind of like it doesn't feel like she's like riding waves over there. You get me? Like Kanye was like it was a little different look. So you might say that about Kanye, in my opinion. You think you think otherwise? We debate, nigga. The fuck? Voice your opinion.
I'm trying to think. No,
I don't think in the past it's felt forced with Kanye, sort of like, but I mean like the designer thing, like using that track and putting it on the album, and then nothing else ever happened there. There are areas where people could criticize him, but in general, I don't feel like it feels forced. Maybe currently, because he's in this weird state, we don't really.
Okay,
know what's going on.
the best young like collaboration that I seen Nicki do that I love the most that came from left field. I never seen it coming was Chirac with Herbo. Like that was one of the ones where I was like, oh shit, like because nobody. I mean, I'm not gonna say nobody knew Herbo, but at the same time, he was the young up and coming poppin' nigga. You know what I mean? And that came from out of nowhere. But I would never knock Nicki for that because that put Herbo in a whole new light. You know, I mean, they didn't do much after that, but it put him in a whole new light. I know his shows went up insanely off of that collaboration. And that's when Nicki dropped her last album. That was like 2014.
Yeah, like I look at all this as like just keeping yourself visible.
Yeah, it's best when it's mutually beneficial, right?
Yeah,
For younger
yeah,
artists, it's a big look. For a legend, it's like a current.
Like that's why even if it looks weird, because you probably wouldn't have thought like like Nicki and 6ix9ine. Nicki's a chick who has stood for and preached a lot of women empowerment and all that, and her aligning with 6ix9ine might have looked a little weird. I get it, but in terms of music helping both of them and that collab helping both of them, helped Nicki a lot. Help 6ix9ine a lot. Makes sense. You know what I mean? So in a lot of cases, we'll see it makes sense. I don't know what really does for Kanye, because Kanye is just Kanye. Like he just stays this mega, super important. He can drop a million things that we don't like, but the one we still love. I don't know what it did for him, but it probably also kind of gave us a sense of humor in a time where we're all killing him.
Yeah, I mean, Kanye is one of the top artists, regardless of all the antics and bullshit. He's one of the top artists ever.
Yandi's coming soon. Let's see who's featured on that. All right, let's see if we can get to one or two more questions. This next one is kind of interesting, I suppose. Surprising, I'd say. Is Kendrick Lamar truly considered a GOAT, or is it just current hype that will die down in the future?
Whoever said that is out of their fucking mind. Hype is not the right word to use with Kendrick Lamar.
Let's remember that Section 80 dropped in 2011, right?
Yeah.
Since then, he's dropped 3 perfect albums.
And he's the best rapper.
Right.
Kendrick is the best rapper. He's my favorite rapper right now. Nobody, when it comes to rapping, don't nobody want that with him.
Ain't no saying this shit like he want me to argue.
Because nobody don't want that with him.
Not today.
Nobody don't want that with him.
Yeah, I'm surprised at this question.
Yeah, that was
I
kind
wanted a
of.
little bit more context. I don't feel like it can't be hype when it's been like 7 to 8
I want to
years
know how much
strong.
the rent is at the Rock this motherfucker lives under. For real, like.
Well, I mean, I kind of get why he's asking it, just because a lot of times we're prisoners of the moment.
What? We talking Kendrick Lamar.
No. I know we're talking Kendrick Lamar, but we live in superlatives. This is the best this we've seen. Oh shit, this is you get me? So while I'm gonna agree with you that no, Kendrick is gonna go down if he never rapped again. Like he's on that short list of greatest ever. I'm not mad at this question because we do live in a moment a lot.
In a moment, nigga, it's 2018. You know how many albums he's dropped? You know what he's done? No, Act, you can't. Don't do that, yo.
He's just trying to be contrarian.
No,
yeah, like,
I'm not talking
even.
about.
He's trying to help.
No.
I understand, Act.
I'm talking about the bigger picture. I'm not talking about Kendrick at all.
Maybe this is a very young fan.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Who
It's
misses-
a bigger
who misses-
picture.
No.
But he's
I'm talking about superlatives.
Is the first album this kid heard Damn?
That's what I'm saying. Maybe it's someone who doesn't know the backstory to Kendrick. Like they haven't listened to all of his work. They haven't been there. They haven't felt the moments and the impact.
Wait. He said.
All right. Okay. All right. Pull at this, right?
Wait. He said considered a GOAT, or isn't it just current hype
All right.
that would
Let me make.
Come on, Act.
I'm gonna tweet him because he's out of his fucking mind.
Whoever this fan
Wait,
is.
no, hold on, guys. Let's not be aggressive to our fans.
I'm gonna make it make sense a little bit for Wayno, right? Okay.
He's about to slap
So
you.
if somebody said to you, listen, and that's what I'm saying, living in the moment. Yo, Kendrick is greatest ever. He's way better than Jay-Z. would you have a conversation about that, or do you accept that?
Jay-Z's the greatest fucking ever. He's the greatest rapper ever. Now,
Two different.
no,
things, so
I
that's what I'm
wouldn't
saying.
accept that. No,
Right?
I would not accept somebody saying that Kendrick is the greatest rapper ever, only because Kendrick is not 20 plus years in, right? When you talk about Jay-Z's career, he's over 20 years in, and he still can rap as good as anybody that's rapping now. Like, what's crazy about hip hop right now is lyrical hip hop is a lot of the bars is set so low. It's a lot of guys that can rap, but they bars is still not good enough to be considered to the Locks when they was 20 years old. So if somebody said that, it would probably get me irate.
I'm gonna mentally rewrite or reimagine what he was trying to ask.
Yeah.
In terms of, like, a lot of times when people are discussing Kendrick and his legacy now, because he is the greatest of this time, they'll just say it like it's of all time, neglecting people like Jay, neglecting the M's, neglecting Biggie, all that. You get me?
Kendrick Lamar means way more to me than Eminem.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I'm just keeping it out.
We've had enough of
No,
drama
no.
on this show.
But you know what I mean with that, right? Like,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
like people be like, yo, just because, like, it's like LeBron. Like, LeBron is one of the GOATs. Don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
But a nigga will see him play in the playoffs, like, oh my God, this nigga's the greatest of all time. Like, chill.
No,
You know what Michael did? Like,
Yeah,
like,
but
you gotta keep shit in context.
Using that analogy, I feel like LeBron is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen as far as terms of skill and skill set. Now, when you start talking about all particulars, do he win the game at the last second every time? No, he don't. But in terms of skill, I think he is. Now, we talking about Kendrick Lamar, right? We talking about Kendrick Lamar. I do believe that Kendrick is going to go down as one of the greats. His name will be right next to a Hove and Biggie and all of them.
Yeah.
And he's that good.
We can all agree on that.
He's
right?
that good.
Yeah, no, we agree with that. And that's what I hope he was asking. Not simply
He offended me.
I'm gonna delete this so Wayno doesn't come for you. We gotta be nice to our fans. Like, we ask them for
fuck with
these
our
questions.
fans, but you know what? I try to engage with them like in a respectful way. Like I don't try to disrespect anybody. But I'm open to having conversation on Twitter. Like, that's my thing. I will have a conversation with you on Twitter.
Yeah,
have a New York conversation with Black Twitter Wayno. It's a bunch of fuck out of here bees. Fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, fuck is you talking about?
Yeah, but like, to this fan, just in case you haven't heard his previous album,
I don't
check
use
us
that.
out.
That's your man. Go ahead, my fault.
I think that's enough for today, right? So we
Yeah.
have this biopic question. I know Wayno's hype. He was coming up with some wild list of biopics that weren't even hip hop. So we're gonna save that for tomorrow. Again, thank you guys so much for sending these questions. It's a lot of fun answering these. So keep sending them. Make sure you DM us on Twitter at EverydayShrug with 2 G's, and we'll see you tomorrow on Everyday Shrug.
Already? Jeez.
Hey.